It is early morning, before the sun rises. A police car stops in front of a quiet suburban home in America. Red and blue lights slowly wash over the walls. A woman stands by the front door. The daughter-in-law, Emily Miller. Her hands are trembling. The caregiver. Emily pauses to breathe. She's hiding something. Inside the house, in the center of the bedroom, the elderly mother, Margaret Miller, lies on the bed. Beside her stands the caregiver, Anna Lee. Her head is lowered. She says nothing. No excuses. No explanation. Then, Margaret slowly opens her eyes. She tightly grips Anna's hand. She does not let go. A police officer asks, "Did this woman cause a problem?" Margaret's lips tremble, but no words come out. Only silence remains, heavier than anything spoken. While the police look around the house, Emily sits on the living room sofa. Her hands stay still on her knees. Her eyes remain fixed on the bedroom door. This house belonged to Margaret Miller for more than 40 years. After her husband passed away, she stayed here alone. But years ago, her health began to decline. Some days, her memory faded. Those days became more frequent. Her son, David Miller, was often away for work, so most of the responsibility fell on Emily. "I didn't want to send her to a nursing home," Emily explains. "That's why we hired a caregiver." That caregiver was Anna Lee. She came into the house a few months ago. Her resume was clean. Her references were solid. But from the beginning, Emily felt uneasy. Anna was too quiet. She spoke only when necessary. She never asked unnecessary questions. More than anything, Anna rarely left the house. She stayed close to Margaret during meals, before bedtime, and whenever Margaret woke up at night, Anna was always there. Emily found that unsettling. "It's her job," David said casually, but Emily didn't agree. One afternoon, while Emily was cooking in the kitchen, she heard laughter coming from Margaret's room. It was soft, low. Margaret's laughter. Emily paused. Outside the door, inside, Anna was brushing Margaret's hair, speaking in a quiet voice. Emily couldn't hear the words clearly, but she felt something strange, as if they were sharing a story she didn't know. From that day on, Emily began to draw lines. She insisted on preparing the meals herself. She limited the time Anna spent alone with Margaret. Then, she installed security cameras in the house. David asked, "Is this really necessary?" Emily answered shortly, "She's still a stranger." Those words were meant for Anna, but they also revealed Emily's own fear. Anna never argued. She never complained. When she noticed the cameras, she didn't look away. She didn't react. She simply stayed by Margaret's side, as she always had. That silence, that distance, made Emily even more uneasy. That afternoon, the house becomes quiet for a while. Margaret falls asleep for a nap. Anna goes down to the laundry room. Emily is left alone. In the living room, Emily stands outside the bedroom door. She hesitates. Should she go in or not? In the end, she quietly opens the door. Margaret's room looks the same as always. A neatly made bed, a small chair by the window, an old wooden dresser. Emily looks at the dresser. In truth, she has never opened it. They were Margaret's belongings. She respected that boundary. But today, for reasons she cannot explain, her eyes are drawn to it. Emily slowly opens the drawer. Inside are a few handwritten letters, an old envelope, and at the bottom, a black and white photograph. Emily picks it up. A young woman looks straight into the camera. Her hair is neatly tied back. Her eyes are sharp and clear. Emily freezes. The face feels Too familiar. It is Anna, much younger, but the shape of her eyes and lips are unmistakable. Emily turns the photo over. On the back, a short sentence is written in pencil. A child I never saw again. Emily reads the words without making a sound. A child. At that moment, she hears footsteps behind her. Startled, Emily places the photo back in the drawer. She closes it and steps away. Anna stands at the doorway. For a brief moment, their eyes meet. Anna looks at Emily and speaks softly. She's still sleeping. Emily nods. Yes. After that, no more words are exchanged. But Emily's heart is beating strangely fast. That evening, even while sitting at the dinner table, Emily cannot stop thinking about the face in the photograph. Could it be a coincidence? But when Margaret calls Anna's name, there is something different in her voice. Emily watches Anna. As always, Anna holds Margaret's hand, listening quietly, her head lowered. Emily does not know the truth yet, but one thing has become clear. The caregiver who entered this house is not just a stranger. After that day, Emily can no longer look at Anna the same way. When their eyes meet, Emily looks away first. When she speaks, she keeps her words short and necessary. Anna notices the change, but she says nothing. It is breakfast time. As Anna checks Margaret's meal plan, Emily speaks first. I'll handle it. Her tone is calm, but the boundary is clear. Anna nods. All right. From that lunch onward, Emily prepares the meals herself. Anna does not assist. She simply cleans the room and keeps track of the medication schedule. Margaret notices immediately. Where is Anna? She asks. Emily smiles. I told her to take a short break. Margaret looks at Emily for a moment and says nothing, but her fingers tremble slightly. A few days later, Emily installs small security cameras around the house, the living room, the kitchen, the hallway. David looks at them and asks, "Isn't this a bit much?" Emily answers, without looking at him, "I just want to be sure." That evening, Anna notices a small camera on the hallway ceiling. She pauses for a moment, but she does not react. She lowers her head and enters Margaret's room. That night, Emily checks the camera feeds on her phone. Anna is always in the same place, a chair beside the bed, holding Margaret's hand, sitting quietly. Nothing looks wrong, but somehow, that calmness makes Emily uneasy. As days pass, Emily reduces the time Anna spends alone with Margaret. I'll stay here, she says. Anna hesitates briefly, then steps back. Margaret speaks softly. Emily, this isn't right. Emily does not respond. That night, Emily stands alone in the kitchen. In her mind, the face from the photograph and Anna's silence overlap again and again. Why doesn't she explain? Why doesn't she defend herself? Emily reaches a conclusion. This woman cannot be trusted. That night, the house has finally grown quiet. Emily lies in bed, but sleep will not come. She stares at the ceiling, repeating the same thought. Was everything fine today? Then, a dull noise comes from downstairs. Emily jumps up and steps into the hallway. Margaret's bedroom door is half open. From inside, she hears rough, labored breathing. Mom! As Emily approaches, Margaret twists on the bed, her face tight with pain. Anna is already there. One hand supports Margaret's shoulder, the other presses the emergency button. Her breathing is getting worse. Anna says calmly, "We need to call an ambulance." Emily freezes for a moment. Then she snaps. "What did you do?" Anna looks at her. She does not flinch. She does not argue. "I didn't do anything," she says simply. Her condition changed. Soon, the sound of sirens fills the street. Paramedics lift Margaret onto a stretcher. Margaret cannot fully open her eyes. Her hand reaches into the air. Anna, her voice barely audible. Anna takes her hand. I'm here. Emily watches from a distance. Her chest tightens. At the hospital emergency room, under harsh white lights, Margaret remains barely conscious. The doctor explains. There was a sudden drop in blood pressure. Stress could be a factor. Emily catches that word. Stress. Her eyes turn toward Anna, who spent the most time with her today. Emily asks. Anna lowers her head. I did. With that answer, Emily's suspicion hardens. Later that night, Margaret lies in a hospital bed. Anna stands beside her. Margaret opens her eyes slightly and grips Anna's hand. She does not let go. Watching this, Emily understands for the first time. This is no longer just a feeling of unease. The next morning, the hospital hallway is still quiet. Emily sits in a chair, having spent the entire night going over the same thoughts. Why is she so calm? Why doesn't she defend herself? The door to the room opens, and the doctor steps out. She needs rest, he says. We're limiting visitors today. Emily nods, but her eyes stay fixed on Anna. Anna stands by the wall, hands folded, silent. Emily finally makes a decision. She takes out her phone and dials a number. Yes, I need to report someone. It's our caregiver. Emily pauses to breathe. Her background is unclear, and my mother-in-law's condition suddenly worsened. After the call, Emily turns to Anna. Don't come back, she says calmly, but firmly. Anna looks at her for a moment. There is no anger, no shock. What about her? Anna asks. Who will stay with her? I will, Emily answers shortly. Anna quietly picks up her bag. At that moment, Margaret struggles to move. Anna, her voice is weak, but clear. Mom, you need to rest, Emily says quickly, but Margaret pushes Emily's hand away and reaches for Anna. Don't go, she says, breathing heavily. Anna wants to take her hand, but she stops herself. Soon, a police officer arrives at the room. There are brief questions. Name, identification, work history. Anna answers calmly, only what is necessary. Watching her, Emily feels a strange anger rise. Why is she so composed? Finally, the officer says, there's no reason for immediate action, but Emily has already decided. Anna leaves the room. Margaret's eyes follow her until the very end. As the door closes, Margaret raises her voice. For the first time, don't send her away. The words echo down the hallway. Emily flinches, but it is too late. The line has been crossed. After Anna leaves, the hospital room becomes noticeably quiet. Only the machines remain, beeping at a steady rhythm. Beep, beep. Emily sits beside the bed, but she does not hold Margaret's hand. Margaret's breathing grows shallow. Her eyes remain fixed on the ceiling. Mom, Emily calls softly. There is no response. A doctor enters and checks the monitors. After a moment, he speaks in a low voice. At this point, we need to observe closely. The words do not sound like hope. They sound like a warning. Time passes. Day and night blur together. David speaks less and less. Emily barely moves from her chair. Then, Margaret's fingers twitch slightly. Emily leans forward. Mom! Margaret's lips part slowly. Anna. She pauses for breath. Bring her. Emily freezes. Right now, it's. She cannot finish the sentence. A tear slides down Margaret's cheek. She needs to be here. Emily's chest tightens. Her throat closes. No words come out. Suddenly, the heart monitor becomes irregular. Medical staff rush into the room. The space fills with urgent movement. Family members, please wait outside. Emily stands at the doorway, unable to step in or walk away. Through the glass, she can see Margaret's face. In that moment, Emily understands. She pushed away the one person who mattered most, and now there may be no way back. The door closes. The hallway grows quiet again. Emily leans against the wall and slowly sinks to the floor. Tears fall before she can stop them. It is early morning. The hospital hallway is nearly empty. Emily sits in a chair, her face buried in her hands, unable to move. Then, a low voice speaks behind her. Emily. She looks up. David is standing there, holding a thin document envelope. The nurse said, "To give this to you." Emily opens the envelope carefully. Inside are a copy of an old birth record and a short handwritten note. As Emily reads, her hands stop. A child's name, a birth year, and the word adoption. Emily swallows. What is this? David hesitates, then says, "Mom, she had a child a long time ago." Emily slowly looks up. In that moment, Anna's face flashes through her mind. "No." Emily's voice shakes. David nods quietly. Only the name was changed. Emily looks back at the papers, the young woman in the photo, and the Anna who held Margaret's hand. In the hospital room, everything suddenly makes sense. Why Anna never explained, why she never left, why she stayed by Margaret's side, without ever asking for anything. Emily closes her eyes. The truth hits her. She accused her daughter, as if she were a thief. Then, a doctor approaches. She woke up briefly. He says, "This may be the last chance." Emily stands up quickly. "We need to call Anna." David already has his phone out. Moments later, at the far end of the hallway, a familiar figure appears. Anna. She walks slowly toward them. Her eyes are red, but her steps are steady. Emily stands before her and lowers her head. "I was too late. I'm sorry." Anna says nothing. She simply walks toward the hospital room and takes Margaret's hand again. This time, no one pulls them apart. As the sun begins to rise, the hospital room feels different. Margaret lies in a deep sleep. The machine sounds slower, calmer. Anna sits in the chair beside the bed, holding Margaret's hand. She does not speak. She does not move. Emily stands at the doorway. She cannot step in. She cannot walk away. She simply watches. After a while, David returns with the doctor. "She's stable for now," the doctor says. "But there isn't much time left." The words leave behind both hope and fear. David lowers his head. Then he looks at Anna. "I'm sorry," he says quietly. We realize too late." Anna slowly looks up. She meets David's eyes, but says nothing. Her silence, free of blame, feels heavier than anger. Emily finally steps inside. One step, then another. Anna, just saying her name, tightens her throat. Emily stands before her and bows her head deeply. "I doubted you," she says. "I was scared, and I became cruel." Anna looks at her for a moment, then speaks softly. "I understand," she says. "You wanted to protect her." Those words make it impossible for Emily to lift her head. That afternoon, no one else comes into the room. No one mentions money. No one talks about wills or inheritance. None of that matters right now. What matters is who remains in the room. When night falls, Margaret opens her eyes briefly. She looks at Anna, then slowly at Emily and David. A faint smile appears on her lips. That single expression says everything that words cannot. That night, Margaret passes away quietly. The hospital room falls completely still. No machines, no footsteps. Anna holds Margaret's hand until the very end. When the doctor announces the time of death, Anna simply nods. She does not cry. The funeral is small and quiet. A few neighbors, family, and Anna. Emily watches Anna throughout the service. Afterward, a lawyer meets with David and Emily. Margaret's will, the list of assets, is brief. The house, some savings, but on the final page, a sentence is written in Margaret's handwriting. To Anna, to my daughter. Margaret did not leave the house. She did not leave the money. She left one thing, her name, and official recognition. As family, Anna holds the papers and closes her eyes. This was the moment she waited for her entire life. A few days later, Anna packs her things. There is not much to pack. She came as a caregiver. She lived lightly. At the front door, Emily stops her. This house, it's your home too. Anna shakes her head. No, she says softly. I already received everything I needed. Emily's eyes fill with tears. I was wrong, she says. I couldn't see you as family. Anna smiles gently. There is no bitterness. Now you do. Before getting into the car, Anna looks back at the house one last time. She wasn't alone. At the end, Anna says those words stay with Emily long after the car drives away. Only then do the people left behind begin to understand what family truly means. Thank you for staying with us until the end. We'll return with an even better story next time. Your subscribe, like, and notifications bring us great joy.